The 5 big ideas that I'm sharing in today's video can help you to declutter more than ever before, but more than that, to really change your life in the process. And today's harsh truths about decluttering or big universal lessons about decluttering are things that you probably have not heard before, or at least not in this context. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dana Claudat. I'm a modern Feng Shui master, and for the last 20 years, I've helped tens of thousands of people to design homes that make dreams come true using this unique method of Feng Shui I developed, which is completely positive, wildly creative, and revolutionary in the way that it works. Everything we do is customized to you, but there are some universal truths. And the first universal truth is that if you want stuff to be new, you got to get rid of the old stuff first. You need a clean slate. And one of the first lessons I learned about decluttering is that if you go too fast, you can miss the magic. When you're decluttering, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about your habits and patterns. And if you go too fast, you might speed right through all the lessons, the magic, the blessings, and the change of habits. It takes time to change a habit. If you've ever done a crash diet, you know what it's like to do something really extreme, get to the goal weight that you want to be, and then maybe a few weeks or months later, boom, there's a rebound effect. The same thing goes for decluttering. When you start decluttering and you do it like a crash diet, you say, I'm going to clear everything this weekend, or I'm going to get rid of 1,000 things today. When you start doing that, you aren't really building new habits. You aren't really building a foundation for yourself. You aren't really changing your energy at all. So you will know if you're going too fast because you feel overwhelmed, because after a few days, you start dragging yourself and saying, I have to declutter rather than I want to declutter. And you might ultimately quit. You might just say that's good enough. So slow down, give yourself a manageable amount of time, even if it's 10 minutes a day, to do some decluttering every single day, and you'll build up. Just like going to the gym, when you start decluttering, you're gonna find that you have more endurance, you can go further, and you're going to be more immersed in the process. But that magic of transformation happens slowly but surely, and that will get you to the finish line that you want to reach, I promise. The next thing to know about decluttering is that it can be an emotional process that catches you off guard. Sometimes that's why you want to rush through it in the first place. You want to blaze through the process so you don't have to actually confront the emotional stuff. And the emotional stuff can catch you off guard because it's often wild things that you weren't even thinking about that you feel emotionally attached to. In this video, I talked about how one of my students felt so emotionally attached to her hair rubber bands for no apparent reason that it was shocking. I had an orange sofa, and for those of you who've been in this Feng Shui world for a while and you've watched my videos, I made lots of videos on the orange sofa. The orange sofa came into my life when my mom died, and I was in New York temporarily. I went to IKEA, I got this orange sofa. It came back with me to Los Angeles, and I kept it in my house for a really long time. And just last year when I did my radical declutter, I decided that it was time for the orange sofa to go. And as someone was painting my house, I offered him the orange sofa and he was thrilled to take it. And as he was carrying it out the door, I had to run to the back of my house, hyperventilating, ready to run and throw myself on the sofa and keep it in my house. That's the kind of emotional reaction. It was like my mother died all over again. I could not have ever expected it. I wasn't consciously thinking about it. I hated seeing it. There was no part of me that wanted this thing. And yet, that's the reaction. It took me a while to recover from that, a few hours to really get my equilibrium back. And then once I did, I felt better than I'd felt in years. I felt like suddenly more of me was returned to the present moment. I could say the same thing about these books that I just realized that I had on display in my house. The people, the men who gave me these books were people who pretended to be people that they weren't. It showed me something about myself, and it clarified a lot of the past, and it helped me to just really move forward from all of that. I don't want to look backward at all on parts of the past that did not serve me, and I bet you don't want to either. and you may find these unexpected things pop up that are really emotional, and I want you to be brave and embrace them. I know how hard it is to let some things go. I've had many of you in the comments tell me that you're struggling with certain objects, and I always say, do it when you're ready, which brings me to the next truth about decluttering, which is you can't force it. If you try to force yourself to do things before you're ready, it's going to be monumental resistance, monumental. And when you do this, ultimately, the resistance tends to win, meaning you will stop going deeper. You'll stop really going through the drawers and the boxes. You'll just quit. Your energetic system knows what you can take on at the moment. The good thing about decluttering is that you can keep doing it, again, progressively building this habit, and you will reach a point where you are ready to finally be free of some of the really tough stuff. You can keep every single memento and photo and all of these things, and you can find ways to actually bring it into your home decor rather than keeping it in boxes and keeping it in bins. You can find ways to honor all of these memories. You can do that. You can get a display case. You can put things on the walls. You can get an old school china cabinet and have everything on display. You don't have to live with nothing. I'm not here to tell you to become a minimalist. My Feng Shui is not about being a minimalist. It's about being you at your best. Before we get to the biggest one in this video, the one that I think will change everything for you, I want to include this other harsh truth. Unless you have stuff that is extremely valuable and extremely good condition, it's not stuff that you want to burden donation places with, and it's not stuff that you want to try to sell to try to get a few dollars. Now, on the note of selling things, if you have really valuable stuff and you have the time and energy to go through the process of trying to sell it, have a garage sale, whatever it is, fine, do it. But be reasonable about it, because the resale value on things is not always that high. And the amount of time it takes just to list things and deal with messages and finally get it sold, maybe just completely not worth your time. Most of the time, this is a stalling mechanism. It's a way to keep from letting this stuff go. Oh, I might get some money from this. Maybe I could sell this, maybe this. It feels so good to actually give away valuable things that you don't have the bandwidth to sell. And at the end of the day, even if you list things for sale, it doesn't mean they're going to sell. What I recommend doing is talking to your local donation places and asking them, hey, if I donate this stuff to you, if it's not going to be used by other people or you don't think it's in good condition, do you recycle it? I have one donation place where they have assured me that even if they don't sell the stuff for charity, or even if they don't find a place that they can donate it where it will be used, that it will be recycled. And that made me feel really good. So it gave me permission to start bringing more and more stuff there that I knew would at the very least not wind up in a landfill. So do that for yourself. That little bit of research can help you so much. And if you can sell things and make some money, go for it. This brings me to the most important point of this video, something that I have seen hundreds, if not thousands of times. And that is, most people stop decluttering too soon. Most people stop decluttering too soon. And then they say, where's that big reward? Where's all my abundance? Where's all this stuff? It didn't work for me. It worked for a few days. You probably need to declutter more. An interesting thing happens when you start decluttering, and that is you start confronting all of you. Your home is a mirror of your life. This is how I fell in love with Feng Shui. I fell in love with Feng Shui because I found a modality where I could help people to make a change where they didn't have to get stuck in their head. When you're working with your environment, you are working on your mindset. You are working on your emotional well-being. You are working on your mental health. You are working on your sense of balance and peace and freedom, all of it. As you start clearing, your mind is going to change. Your perception is going to change. What I recommend is that you do 2 passes of your decluttering at least. Go through your whole house once and do it like you're radically decluttering. Just everything you can think of that you are ready to be free of, and do 1 big pass. And then go back and do it again. And you might say, why am I going to do it again? Because your mind is different. Your perception is different. You are different after that first pass. And you're going to see that now you're ready to release a lot of stuff. Just yesterday, I was doing a warm-up session with people in the Feng Shui decluttering certification, and we were all decluttering together for 20 minutes using these Feng Shui methods. And I'm sitting there not thinking that anything's gonna come up, and suddenly I pulled out some files from my drawer, and I don't know how or why I missed this, but there was a stack of cashed checks. And these cashed checks were from some of the most traumatic times in the last 5 years of my life. Deals that fell apart, things I walked away from, things that were just so stressful, so disappointing. And they were all in my desk, sitting beside me all day long. When I shredded them up, it was such a relief. If you want to make a huge change in how you declutter, stop thinking about it as a process of throwing things away, giving things away, hacks to give away more or buy less, but rather think about it as an essential step in transformation. And it's something that you can start doing today. So whatever you do, please get started and please don't quit. Don't force yourself, don't push yourself, don't make yourself throw away things you don't want to throw away, and allow yourself the time to let go of everything. There's so much magic waiting for you every step of the way. And if you have questions, comments, anything you need, please leave them below. I love hearing from you. And if you want to learn to declutter like a pro in a life-changing way using all of these Feng Shui methods, Beyond Decluttering, the professional Feng Shui decluttering certification program is now open for registration for just a few more days this year as a group in the group session with me. And all the details are pinned below in the comment section. And when you sign up, you can start the free Feng Shui decluttering workshop, which will walk you through a big introduction to the program, along with lots of methods that you can start working with right now. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, hit the hype button, hype it if you haven't hyped it, and share it with your friends if you want to declutter with them. This whole channel is full of videos for you to explore. Have so much fun, and I'll be back soon with more.